This is Sonia Stedman, and today I'm going to talk to you about gold. Namely, how if you are hoarding gold in preparation for the coming apocalypse, you're a moron. Not because you think the end is nigh. That's actually not unreasonable. The supervolcano underneath Yellowstone National Park is due to blow, and it could be set off any day by the reverberations of earthquakes caused by fracking.
You gotta be fracking kidding me.
Yeah, it's a thing. There are a few other reasons humanity might get kicked in the nuts in the possibly near future, but that's not my point here today. Gold does have inherent value in towards making various forms of technology due to its conductive properties. But if we're talking a sort of apocalyptic scenario where we're not making that kind of tech anymore, that value is gone, and it's just another shiny rock. A shiny rock that doesn't really have any more value to it than the paper currency we trade around. It's just as fake value. So, if we end up in a scenario where people are no longer accepting fake value anymore, they're not going to accept your fool's gold either. What people want is a way to eat, a way to drink, and a way to have a safe place to sleep. That's what they're going to care about. So, if you want to prepare for the apocalypse, what you should be doing is training yourself in a skill. The best sorts of skills are, of course, things like cooking and gardening and building and fixing and sewing. If you're not good at any of those things, even just being able to be a sort of frivolous talent like singing is a good skill to have, because there's not going to be any television or radio or internet in such a society. My God. But if you're lazy and you don't want to cultivate any sort of skill, you just want to be able to hoard something and not think about it, well, consider this. Books. When my mama grew up in the Philippines, there was this man in the nearest town over, and he had basically all the comic books. He would buy all the comic books, and somehow he seemed to manage to get the comic books before even the stores did. And what he would do is that if you paid him 10 cents, you could grab a comic book and sit on one of his stools and read it. So that was the thing. Like, he would basically rent out one comic book for 10 cents. And he made a very good business for that. Like, lots and lots of people came to read comic books at his place because it was still a lot cheaper than to buy one comic book yourself, which was a little bit more, was about 50 cents or a bit more than 50 cents. But we're talking a world where there is no more currency like that anymore. We don't trust currency anymore, which is the part I find unbelievable. Obviously, we need to trade something besides money for the privilege of renting a thing like books. So perhaps you charge a plate of cookies to read a book? I don't know. You'd have to work out your own system, I guess. Now, I have a very large library, so I'm set on that front. Teal deer. Gold is just as useless as anything currently being used as currency. Learn a skill or hoard a good you can rent out to prepare for the apocalypse.